Roush-Fenway Racing. This team is one of the most storied in NASCAR history, to the point that even outside of the sport, people know Roush. Yet, when you look at Roush's recent history, you'd think that they were a team driven by a bunch of Danica Patricks. What happened? How did a team that raced for wins and championships against teams like Hendrick, Gibbs, Penske, RCR, Yates, turn into an organization consistently running sub-20th? That's the million-dollar question that fans have been asking for years now. And I think there's a few reasons why, and we can actually kind of answer that question. But to start, I think we need to go and get a little context to see where Roush has come from in performance. Roush started in Cup back in 1988 with a legendary driver by the name of Mark Martin. They had a pretty good start. Martin competed for championships in 1990 and 1992, and it wasn't even close to being all from Martin. He was one of the most consistent drivers in NASCAR history, constantly getting top 5 points finishes, winning numerous races, but still not hoisting up the championship trophy. While Ted Musgrave and Chad Little managed top 20 points finishes and sometimes even remote top 10 points finishes, they were not anywhere near as viable for long-term options. Enter in Jeff Burton. Burton picked up around the same performance as Martin by 1997 and was in the top 5 as well. While the duo of Martin and Burton were running for championships and championship-level seasons, there were also young guns who were moving on up the Cup ladder. Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch. Roush now had a 4-car operation in 2002, with 2 or 3, depending on the weekend, competing in the top 10 and the top 10 in points. Then 2003 came along, and this is the beginning of Roush's 3-year dominant peak. Firstly, they added a 5th car in rookie Greg Biffle. But more importantly, Matt Kenseth broke through the glass ceiling and finally won Roush a title. Then, in 2004, with a brand new chase format, Roush was represented by Busch, Martin, and Kenseth. Kurt Busch would win Roush's 2nd straight championship. That season, Jeff Burton was replaced by Carl Edwards as well. This set up the team to have its overall most consistent season ever in 2005. All 5 of Roush's drivers made the 10-man chase, with Biffle and Edwards tying for 2nd in points. This is the most cited moment before Roush's fall from grace. So again, what are the causes? Firstly, the falling away of top driver talent. After off-track issues in 2005, Kurt Busch would be let go, and Jamie McMurray would be brought in. Mark Martin would leave in 2006 for his first retirement from full-time driving, and David Reagan would pick up the reins. And 2009 would see the 4-car rule be put in operation after the season, and Jamie McMurray then was released. Roush then downsized to 3 cars, releasing Reagan after 2011. They were hit hard after the loss of UPS as a sponsor, and then the hit of losing Kenseth after 2012. And last but definitely not least, in 2014, the ending of the 99 team after Carl Edwards defected to JGR. By 2015, they had the 99 converted to the 6 car for Trevor Bayne, an aging Greg Biffle still in the 16, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17, an unproven young driver. At this point, Roush was down to the level that it is actually today. So why did the majority of the big drivers leave? Many times, it was lack of sponsorship that brought them away. In 2004, the reason that Carl Edwards took over the 99 to begin with from Jeff Burton was because Burton couldn't draw in sponsorship. The 6 team's first closure was due to downsizing of UPS's sponsorship as well, and many of Roush's cars from 2012 on offered less stability with less sponsorship as well. On top of all this, NASCAR switch from the COT to the Gen 6 really hit the team harder than most. Their performance went down considerably, and the loss of Carl Edwards as well as the aging Greg Biffle only exacerbated the problem. Also, it coincided with Team Penske emerging as the top Ford team. This also seemed to affect Roush, as the better that Penske got, it seemed the worse that Roush would get. How did this come to be? Most point to the cat in the hat, Jack Roush. Roush's reputation was one that was not warm amongst his former employees. He also really didn't handle a lot of his young talent well, losing drivers like Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano, 3 superstars and 3 of the best drivers to ever race in NASCAR history at this point. It's a wonder what Roush could have done had he had those 3 drivers in his stable. These all more than likely set into effect the current Roush trend that we see today. But that's all from me. I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.